The DCEU is dead, and now we move on to the new DC universe being created by James Gunn and Peter Safran that will launch, I think, later this year with the Creature Commandos show. But let's be honest, that's not what people are really thinking as the true launch. They're thinking about Superman. That's right. No longer is it Superman Legacy. It's just called Superman, which I have to say, in my opinion, better title than Superman Legacy. I mean, Superman Legacy was fine, but it's just better.
Yeah.
So, we found out this week, this is probably the newest thing, the most up-to-date thing we have so far, that Jonathan and Martha Kent have been cast for Superman. So David Corenswet's Jonathan Kent, David Corenswet plays Superman. His Jonathan Kent, according to the Wrap, will be played by Pruitt Taylor Vince. And also the Wrap reported that this version of Martha Kent will be played by Neva Howell. Now, both of them don't have they're not big names, but I do know for the guy who's going to play Jonathan Kent, he does have some history with DC because in the 2005 Constantine movie, he played Father Hennessy, and he also appeared in 4 episodes of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, besides the fact that it's the Kents, it's the people who adopted him, there is one thing that I think separates this version of Superman to our other versions. Now, James Gunn has said it's not an origin story. It is not. When we begin this story, he's been Superman for a while. So the fact that they've cast Jonathan and Martha thinks that they're going to go the route of John Byrne's 1986 Man of Steel reboot, which is that they're alive. They're not dead. Jonathan Kent didn't have a heart attack like Christopher Reeve's Superman movies, and thank God he didn't just stand there and get sucked up in a tornado like in Man of Steel. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like both of his parents will be alive in this movie. And this isn't the first time this has happened in an adaptation. They were both alive in Lois and Clark, the show that starred Dean Cain as Superman and Terry Hatcher's Lois Lane. And they were also both alive in the Superman the Animated series.
Mm-hmm.
And Gunn also said that Jeff Lowe and Tim Sale's Superman for All Seasons comic book will be a big influence on the movie. And that was kind of a companion piece to John Byrne's The Man of Steel, which was the origin story for Superman for like 25 years before they rebooted again.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, look, you guys know I'm not a James Gunn fan. So we'll just talk about this piece of news. For me, I have some concerns about the movie, but for me, I do like this news of how it appears that the Kents will be alive in this movie, because I really liked how when you would look at the Lois and Clark show or Superman the Animated Series, how Clark would often go to them for advice on stuff. They would help him grow in his journey. They really were like Aunt May in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. Like, they were the heart and soul. They helped Clark, grow into both the reporter and the superhero. And I think, it will be something that will be different from our other movie, Superman. And B, I think it will be a nice welcome addition. I think maybe it will humanize him more to have his adopted parents around. So, I mean, I've never seen anything with both these actors. I'm assuming you probably haven't. So, I mean, we can't really say about, do you think they're a great fit for the role? Because we haven't seen anything. But
yeah,
what do you think about including Jonathan and Martha Kent in the new Superman movie, presumably still alive.
Yeah, let's see. I haven't gotten a chance to look at the actual. Let me see if I recognize anyone. Okay, I recognize this guy. What do I recognize him from? Who's playing Lex Luthor?
Nicholas Hoult, he was Beast in the X-Men movies.
Oh, I just saw the menu. That's what I
And
recognize him from.
also, he was the runner-up to be Batman in The Batman. And he
Oh,
also auditioned to be Superman in this movie.
interesting. Okay.
So maybe he can use that. Like, I didn't get
Yeah.
cast as Superman. Fine. I hate the guy who got played as Superman. Let's be enemies.
Oh, the guy that is good, but the guy who is playing Superman is a guy who gets murdered in Pearl.
Oh,
I
well.
might talk about Pearl a little next episode. Um, that's a great movie. So I
So in that
recognize him a
movie,
bit
he
from
was
that.
not more powerful than a locomotive.
No, yeah, he was just hot guy who gets killed.
Well,
Um,
I
yeah,
mean, not Superman can't have his powers in every movie. Sometimes
yeah,
you lose them and you die.
yep, that's true. So yeah, that's I vaguely know some of these people. It's a casting that you'll look at it and it makes sense. So there's that.
Yes.
Pretty much across the board.
So, what do you think about having Superman's parents apparently? Because I think we can fairly say that, like, if it's not an origin story, they won't be dead before he becomes Superman. They'll be alive. So, what do you think about keeping his parents alive in this version of the character?
I mean, I think that's cool. I mean, I guess I would appreciate anything that could ground the character and make him not a moody Superman.
You don't want the Superman
Yeah.
who just like looks off in the distance and sighs all the time.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be a Kryptonian
Yeah,
on
he
Earth.
needs to have my parents are alive and together kind of energy.
Yeah, he needs to have. I need to get back to Smallville because Ma is making them chicken and dumplings, and I
Yeah.
need to get there fast.
Yeah.
And I don't
No,
care if the neighbors see me fly across. I need to get there fast to the farm.
exactly.
Pa, he
Um,
needs help with that tractor.
exactly. That's what we need. We already have, moody, not I'm still not over my parents' death kind of thing. We have that already.
Yes. So yeah, I think honestly, I mean, we don't know for sure that they'll be alive. I have a hard time seeing that, like, since they made a whole big deal about how it's not an origin story, that they would do flashbacks. But
Hmm. Yeah.
I think that this will be a welcome change.